Hey, it's Vickie Kelty back again. And I just want to re-welcome you to the Quick Cultural Convo after show, where we keep the conversation going. And I'm sure you remember our amazing guest, Raquel Sands, everyone's favorite career confidant. And what I want to know for the after show is I want to know.
Mm.
Are you ready? Are you
Oh
ready for what
no,
I want to know?
I came closer.
You're on the edge of your seat. So, since you're all about helping people match their careers with their values,
Mm.
I really think it'd be fun for us to share some of our values and how they fit into our work.
Ooh, I love that.
So, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, so I listed four because if
Okay.
not, the list could be endless. I don't know.
Right? I think the hardest part will be like
Narrowing it.
toning it down to
Yes.
limiting
Yeah.
to four. Okay. I
Yes.
can do that.
Okay. So my first one is freedom, and that
Ooh.
it's not because I'm patriotic or I'm from the United States. It's got nothing to do with that.
That's just a coincidence.
That's just a coincidence. Yeah. But I think actually
This is where we like
so
wave a
bureau.
little sorry, this is where we like wave
I
a
know
little flag in the corner. Like, no, it's not.
that's true.
If you watch a
I
movie, there's always somebody told me this once. They go, you realize like in movies from the US, they always have an American flag in it. And I said,
oh,
no, I never. They're like, there it is.
what?
There it is. And I
Oh
was like,
no.
now I know, now I
I'll
always
never
notice
see
it. So
it.
you're
Oh
gonna
no, I'll
have
always
to.
see it. Oh no. Oh
You'll never
no. That was
unsee it.
stuck in
I'm
my
sorry.
head. Oh man. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. You were
Yeah,
saying
no, you're good.
bureaucracy.
No, yeah, bureaucracy that I think with so much of the structure, with all the talk of this job is going to get you this amount of money and you're going to have freedom to be creative, that's BS in my opinion, because freedom, I think, is your time, your energy, the free to be able to pursue the things that really light you up. And that's not I think that's a really rare or unique experience to be able to have that. Most of us, we get a job, we stay in that job because it's safe, because it's secure. And so where's the freedom? And not to say that you're going to be a nomad, but the freedom of choice, of being able to
Yeah,
choose.
exactly. The freedom to be able to be the nomad if you wanted to be one.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was my first one. I don't know. Do I go on with the
love
other ones
it.
or?
Nope, that's it. Just that one. It was
I
too
know.
good. We can't follow up
That was
that.
that's it.
Okay, so one of mine is connection
Uh,
that I like I guess one of the things that sometimes I feel like I miss
yeah.
from moving to Spain
Yeah.
is that
Mm.
some some people I don't get to like see and I don't get to
Mhm.
and like friendships are not always as easy
Yeah.
to construct at when you're moving abroad and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So for me personally, this may not be a truth for everybody, but for
Yeah.
me personally, and so to get to connect to people, to
Yeah.
get to connect with people, excuse me,
Mm.
online, has just been a godsend for me. Like
Yeah.
getting to
Yeah.
meet you
Yeah.
and getting to meet all my students,
Yeah.
and like you just create these bonds and I don't know, I
Oh,
just think it's really cool. And
I love
so
mm.
it fills my cup. My cup runneth over with these different
I love
but I do think it is a really cool opportunity that we didn't
yeah,
have before. The
absolutely.
online
Yeah.
space really opens doors to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna steal maybe similar, I guess, page from your book. It was authenticity. So
Oh, I like
similar to
it.
connection, yeah. But we did our quick cultural conversation about kind of behind the curtain. What is it really like in the day? And so
Wow.
we talked about the reality, the truth, doing a whole truth bomb, whatever we want to call it.
Yes.
And I love that because I think there's so much marketing, so much media expectation of what things are And it's not, for me,
Yeah.
it's not real. It's not someone really being connected, really being honest. And so I really value authenticity because in the work I do with my clients, it's like I tell you have to be honest with yourself. We're not trying to check somebody else's expectations. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, a lawyer. I never did any of
Did
that.
they?
Never wanted any of that. Because I realized I had to be honest that I didn't want to be in school forever. I didn't want to have so much debt. I couldn't open somebody up with
Yeah. Hello,
I,
US schooling.
yeah, again, I know.
Yeah.
So I just, the authenticity of like, I have to be honest to myself in order to
Mhm.
take the steps and have the freedom of choice to be able to take the
Yeah.
steps. Yeah, but it's hard, like being real to ourselves and then to have to confront with other people or being online in business and having to tell people, oh, I'm actually still working and I'm doing this way. And I don't make six figures in my business. I make it in my job, but not in my business. So just being real. Yeah, just being honest.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. They, the honesty of that
Oh
is
yeah.
is really powerful.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thank you for
I,
sharing that.
I,
I feel like I should have definitely gone first because having to follow up after each one that
oh
you say, I'm
no.
like, oh, this is tough stuff. But
Uh,
so the next one that I have on my list is growth. I think that because I always think of things in the mind of learning languages because
mm,
it's so much a part of my life. Not just
yeah,
because it's my job, although that yeah,
yeah,
clearly plays a
yeah,
part, but it like literally is my life. It's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so
I love that.
the I I just kind of use that as like an analogy of where you start with the language and how you progress. And
Yeah,
so I just I don't know that
yeah.
I value that continual ability to learn new things and adapt to
Yeah,
them and always be open to those experiences of being wrong because
yeah.
that is definitely something like I do not like getting critiqued. I do not like being told that's not how you do it or when my my husband isn't my best Spanish teacher because I hate
Oh
when he's
no.
like this is how you say it and I'm like
Uh,
thank you. But like, but in reality, something that I
yeah,
really value is being able to learn that and to like maybe the next day be like, I really did appreciate that you told me that that's not how you say that. So now I can
yeah,
say it in a way that people
right.
understand me more easily. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And
I didn't accept it at the moment, but I can now
moment.
accept it the next day.
Yeah. And I'm
So
sure
yeah.
there's so much learning of ourselves, like when we're learning a new language. Like, oh wow, I didn't, because I think we even sound different in different when we're speaking
Yeah.
another. At least for me, I feel like when I speak
Yeah.
Spanish, I start to sound high pitched. I'm like, I don't know why why that is.
That's
So
funny
I,
because people say that about me too. They
oh
say that well, some people say that I sound like a little they're like I
wow. Oh no.
think that they meant it as a compliment. It didn't feel very complimentary, but they said,
Okay.
"Oh yeah, you sound like a little 5-year-old child." Like,
Um,
like a little squeaky
a
5-year-old. And I
little,
was like, thank
okay, I guess.
you."
Thank you.
I'm definitely learning to accept to say thank you for the
Yeah, yeah.
information that I'm receiving for the feedback
I
that I'm
the
getting from
I know.
people.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I definitely think that we have kind of like some people say that we aren't ourselves in
Mm.
another language, but
Yes.
I that makes me really sad to think that we aren't
Mm,
ourselves, that we can't
mm,
show it ourselves through the language. And like that is
yeah,
like one of my
yeah.
biggest goals is that
Mm,
my students get the them in their language is
Yes.
the them that they get to express in English, whether
Yes.
it has the same voice or they have to use different words
Yes.
to
Yes.
make it come across. But
Exactly.
like, I want people to know their sarcastic side, their funny side,
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Yeah. And that takes, I think, a growingness because maybe we're not comfortable. Maybe we do know what to say, but we're not comfortable with the mannerism or whatever,
Yeah.
or we don't think we can. There's a permission thing of like for
Yeah.
me,
Or
my
sometimes like we
yeah.
try to say it in our language without like with the accent of our language. I know that I do
Yes.
that sometimes with
Yeah.
Spanish that I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it with that American accent because
And
I'll sound silly if I try
I
to
try.
put on this Spanish accent.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love growth though. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Is it my turn? Was I supposed
It's
to go?
your
Okay.
turn.
My third one is kindness.
Don't make it too okay. Whew. I was like,
Oh,
don't make it. Well, now you're gonna give your explanation. All
and
right,
then
let's
it's gonna
hear
be
it.
awesome.
Oh yeah, you're gonna knock it out of the park again.
Okay, I'll keep
I
I'll
make
keep
it
it.
sound like I'm like, oh, kindness isn't a big one. That's no big
No,
deal.
it's a
I
bit,
can top that. Kindness is
it's
like
gonna
the
be
biggest
love.
of all of
Love.
them. Yeah. Let me change mine. So
No,
yeah,
but I
kindness.
think it'll be quick. Yeah, kindness. Because I feel like our the cultures that we live in can be harsh. And especially in
Yeah.
corporate America. I mean, we're talking about language learning, and then working in corporate is a whole other world. And people
That's a
can
whole
be,
other language.
that's a whole other language. Yeah. And people can
Yeah.
be quite passive aggressive, can be quite mean, can be quite intolerant.
Like me accepting compliments. No.
Oh no. Oh no.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Just kidding, please. So I think that's why in my business, I try to be as much or even more so. Like, if you can't meet today, that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
What's going on in your life? I always try to check in with people. What's going on with you first before we talk business, before we talk work? Like, how are you as a person? Because I think there's that expression that people say in the United States, how are you? How are you? And they don't really care. They just say,
Yeah.
good,
No,
good.
but how are you?
Yes,
Like for
exactly.
real, not
For
the
real.
fake question.
No, no, exactly. So
Oh,
I
I
think that
love that.
goes a long way. Yeah.
Yeah. And I agree so much with that. It was a conversation I was having recently with
Oh,
somebody. Yeah,
yeah.
about just like checking in with people and not jumping to conclusions about like based on how you're feeling or based on what's happening to you, like
Mhm.
also thinking about what could the other person like um somebody showed up late for like you were going to meet with a friend and they showed up late. What maybe there's
Yeah.
more was more going on than they're
Then they,
just habitually late for stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
so yeah, tapping into that kindness.
Yes.
Well, interestingly enough, mine actually relates. They
Oh,
in the sense that it's kind of like a lighthearted thing that we I think too often miss out on, which
oh,
is fun. I was gonna
yeah.
say F you in, but then I was like, oh, if well, now I did spell it out, so never mind.
I know. It's all good.
I did it. I was like, if you pause after the first two, people might get confused.
I know.
Um, but yeah, like having fun, I just like fun. Please bring fun to everything. Keep fun
Yeah.
there. Remember to have fun and
Yes. Yes.
don't miss out on that.
I
That's
love
it.
that.
I just
Yes.
think,
Yes. It's
yeah.
so important. I don't know if it's a thing, but I remember I used to tell some friends, I still watch, cartoon movies, Disney, Pixar, all the because
Yeah.
I don't think we should ever, I mean, that whole self-help inner child thing, but I don't know if I'm gonna name it that, but I believe that we still need to cultivate that fun and creativity and whatever that looks like for us, because it's not dead.
Yeah.
It didn't die. We just we just,
Just
we got caught up with
or
the
basically don't let it die
yeah, don't let it
also.
die, please.
If it
Yes,
has died for you, please bring the
please.
but I love that you say that you're not going to call it that inner child thing. And I think that maybe the reason that it has been called that is because people felt like they needed an excuse. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't have fun. Oh, it's because I'm tapping into my inner child. I'm not just having fun to have fun. Like,
I know.
there's a serious reason for my fun. Like, no, you
Yes.
guys, you can just have fun. You can just
Fine.
sit and color in a
Yes.
coloring, like the
Yes.
adult coloring books that
The
they
adult
invented. Why did
coloring.
they invent those? Because we were missing out on stuff. Like I
Exactly.
really think. And I love what you said about the cartoons.
Oh,
My husband used to come home sometimes and I love watching I used to watch Phineas and Ferb, which
oh
is a
my gosh.
cartoon.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Show on Disney.
Not
Yeah.
not not like a Pixar movie or anything. No.
No,
I
no.
was watching legit cartoons. And I love doing it because I would watch them in Spanish and I found it so entertaining to just be
Really?
like practicing my listening, feeling like I
Oh,
understood things. And I learned the theme song in Spanish. And so I
what?
would sing along to it. And it's a little difficult because they have
Yeah,
some parts where they talk really fast through it.
yeah,
And I learned the
yeah.
whole thing in Spanish. And I was so proud of myself. And my husband's like, gotcha. Caught you watching Phineas and Ferb. And I'm like, the secret's out. I watch cartoons in my free time.
I love it.
So, but it's my secret. Well, not so secret now, but
I know. Now people are expecting the whole Spanish Phineas and Ferb theme song
tune in next time.
next
No.
time.
But I also found, I was like, well, if I could do that for Spanish, I bet
Yeah.
that they have French cartoons
Yeah.
as well. And so I found some Peppa Pig episodes on YouTube that
Oh,
somebody had
yes.
uploaded like little clips of, and I
Yeah,
was watching those in French. So
I love
if
that.
you guys need to have a little fun with some
Fun.
cartoons, there are
Yes.
some out there. There are tons out there for you.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. The
Yeah.
last one, I don't know if it sounds like a biggie. I think it sounds like a big word, but I think it's pretty easy. I'm not trying to hype it up. I'm trying to like dumb it down. I'm trying to dilute it. The word is fulfillment. And that's
Mm.
why I feels like a big word, but I feel
Dang,
like it's,
I should have gone first.
oh no, I know. Oh no.
Versus. Oh
Oh no.
well,
I
too
don't know. I
late.
think fulfillment is just like that sparks joy. And that's why I'm like, it doesn't have to be complicated. And it's hard to think about that again in our culture and world because like, no, you need to make this amount of money. You have to have a certain title. Are you going to keep getting higher and higher and progressing? You need to make money from all the things that you're doing. And going back to the fun and the joy, it's like if that brings you like my business, I'm not making a lot of money with my business now, but I have so much more fulfillment doing that than in my hybrid job.
Right.
I feel so much fulfilled. I feel authentic. I feel more kind. I feel more
Oh my
free.
gosh. Yeah, you get to be more Raquel.
Yeah, yeah. And that's fulfilling for me, is just showing up. For some people, working in a 9 to 5 is fulfilling. That's fine. But knowing that that is the fulfillment, it brings peace, joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's definitely what you said, knowing that. So like
yeah,
if you're not feeling that,
yeah.
then maybe that's something to take a look at. Or like I don't want to rag on language schools or language academies, but
Mhm.
if that isn't bringing fulfillment to somebody's language learning. Like have I've learned English. Well, I have learned English. I
You
had to
have,
learn it in
yes, you
school.
did.
You've learned your language too. That's how you
I know.
got to where you are with it. But I've learned the Spanish and French in a variety of ways. And one option was through like formal classes. And I've had formal classes that I absolutely loved. And I've had formal classes that just like sucked the life out of me.
Yeah.
And the thing I think that keeps me going with
Mm,
French
yeah,
is
yeah,
a mixture of all these things that we've been talking about.
yeah,
And so I'll, instead of tying it to fulfillment, which is true, it does need to be fulfilling, I will tie it into my last one of
please.
flexibility. So finding that flexibility of
Yeah,
that maybe for me, I wasn't finding fulfillment with doing these
yeah,
kind of like language academy style classes
Yeah.
for my French. Because
Yeah.
honestly, just for me, it was just too much time. And I want to learn French, but I'm happy to learn it in a slower process or
Yeah.
in the little windows of time that I have.
Yes.
And definitely taps into what you said
Mm.
um, in our full
Oh, yes.
talk
Yes,
that
yes.
about the boundaries.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
So that was one of the things.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the boundaries that I put in place for myself.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was, okay, how can I make this flexible so that it fits into my life? And I do that with tons of things, finding that flexibility in it. And so I definitely think that that's a value that I just want to I get to like be kind to myself and be patient with myself in that way
Yeah.
by looking for
Yeah.
that flexibility with things. Just
I love that.
always searching for how is this going to fit in a
Yeah.
way that makes me not
Yeah.
Looney
Yeah.
Tunes.
Yeah, because it is out there. Sometimes we gotta search and dig or create it ourselves. Like you said, okay, I didn't, the academy wasn't, but doing the cartoon show, that who would have thought? I don't think if
Yeah.
somebody searched for that, that's out there, but there is a way to bring the fun and flexible and like find the ways. And sometimes that's more work on us, but if it's fulfilling, it really we want to do it, then we will find a
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
It's basically like if it aligns with those values that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
And
Yeah.
I think that that really is what this all encompasses. So
Yeah.
oh, wow. I just feel like at ease now having had this like values chat. The
Oh,
I would just invite anybody who has tuned into this little after show part to think about what your
yeah.
four values would be, either related to your job or your life or your language learning or your dreams. They you valid whatever you want to focus on it, but just your values. Think about it and definitely let us know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you have anything you want to add? Well, I do want you to give yourself a shout out again. So you can
Oh,
find Raquel at
MiriamRaquelSands.com.
dun, dun.
Yeah, I was like trying to do some sort of show tune thingy. I don't know.
Yeah,
It didn't
I loved
this
it. I
time.
got it.
Oh,
I
we did
heard
it?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Okay, good.
I hope everybody else picked up on it too, because I thought it
Yes,
was
at the
really snazzy.
website. I'm sure it'll be linked. Yeah.
Awesome. It will be. So thank you so much for staying for the after show, Raquel, and everybody who hopped on over to join us. Well, until next time, like I said before, keep creating those connections through conversations and have a wonderful day.